Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of Another Disney Podcast. I would tell you the number, but I have no clue. It's 50 something. And this week's show is going to be a little bit different because Brandon has decided to abandon us and he's headed to Magic Kingdom. So we're going to do a little bit different of a show. We have a guest, one of our favorite guests, who is a repeat offender, if you will, that's going to be joining us, but I'm not going to tell you who yet. Stay tuned and get ready for some fun.
This is another Disney podcast production.
Okay, so without any further delay, this gentleman has been on the show before, but I will say this, since he's been on the show, he's been back to Walt Disney World to visit it for the 50th, and it's none other than one of my favorite human beings on the planet, Rob the Fuzz. What's up, dude?
What's up, Dave? Thank you so much for having me on. Hey, come on. I'm jealous. He's at the Magic Kingdom. Come on.
I awesome. Know. Well, we can't be too jealous. He lives like 8 minutes from the flipping park. Whatever.
That's awesome. Well,
but we still love you, Brandon.
Kind of. Having fun. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah. He's having a blast. So.
Yeah. So how have things been, man? New year, new you, right?
Yeah. You know, I'm a Disney guy. It's. I'll be honest. It was a little embarrassing. Like, you know, I haven't been to Disney World since 2017. We're talking before the show, and you know, I had to make it there. Like when you were there, I was so jealous you guys were there on the actual day, which was awesome. Then you guys came on my show, which was great. I really appreciate it. But I love following you guys and hearing all your adventures and stuff. And I had to be back. So, you know, my goal is I hit the big 5-0 last year. And the goal 3 years ago was to stay at, you know, the Star Wars Hotel. You know, that's what it was called and everything. And that came and went. But ironically now it's opening up soon.
Yeah,
a week or 2 weeks from now, whatever the air date is. And you know what? Instead, we said things were good in the world. Let's go to Disney World. You know, and we went to Universal too. We did Universal 2 days, Disney World 4 days, and we had a blast. It was so much fun and
excellent.
It was so good. I'm so happy to go back. So. You know, we'll get to that. We'll get to stories. We'll talk about it. So.
Yeah. I'm glad you got to make it. Like, and it's, you know, it's, I mean, and it's cool. Like, I mean, if I encourage anybody who hasn't been in a long time, I mean, now's a great time to go, right? You've got the 50th. Everything looks real pretty. Like everything has a new fresh coat of paint. Everything's shiny. The castle looks amazing. There's some incredible new shows that are going on. It's kind of like, but don't rush because you physically have like 3 calendar years. It's an 18-month long celebration that just started in October. So you got plenty of time. Yeah. But yeah, we wanted to go and just be those Disney nerds that were there day one, and it was great. It was worth it. But gosh, it's so different even now. I can guarantee you the 50th merch that you saw when you guys were there wasn't there when we were there. They just keep releasing it in waves.
Rewind 3 seconds. It wasn't there.
Oh, true. Crowds are crazy.
They didn't have anything. Here's my wallet. Here's my money. We'll get to that, but. Take my money. They didn't have like all that stuff you showed me, Dave, all that cool stuff. You had the shirts, everything. They just didn't have anything.
Wow.
We'll go over it, but I was very disappointed.
Yeah, they were kind of. They could be pick clean. The crowds have been insane. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. So, been 2017 since you've had like a multi-day visit to Walt Disney World, and so the whole family went. Yes.
Yep. And my nephew Frankie. Frankie's been on my channel.
Yes, I have watched videos with Frankie.
Yes, and Frankie went too, which is great. You know, back in 2017, we went with him and his family, and you know, we kind of vowed that we would go to Universal Studios together one of these days. And he's never been there. And poor kid though, he's been to Disney 3 times now. He actually went. He went between. We went in 2017. He went right. He went right before the pandemic hit. I think he literally was there the week. The everything hit the fan maybe the week before.
Oh gosh,
COVID was around. They just didn't even know about it.
Right,
he did go. I feel bad for him too. 3 times Splash Mountain was closed, so he's never been on Splash Mountain. What's the eye? Like he didn't even go like the same times. He went like all different times. We went November, January. I think he went in February, and it was just every time. He's been on this ride, so he's a little bummed about that.
Which is Brandon's favorite. That's Brandon's favorite attraction.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's awesome because it's like a 15-minute ride. Like it's fantastic. It's like something you can just sit back and enjoy, and it's like got thrills and spills and water. Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely a cool ride. Okay, so I want to talk about this. It's Disney's 50th, and you went for your 50th. Can we be honest? If people are watching the YouTube version of this show, Rob barely looks 35 years old. Maybe.
Thanks.
Maybe. Dude, take that for all of its worth. I'm only 19 and look how old I look.
Nice. Yeah, I was born in January 30th, 1971. It's my birthday. So I'm a little older than Disney World itself.
A little bit.
It's just kind of cool, like on the merch and stuff, your birth year is on there and everything. So I love that. It's a cool thing to see.
That is funny. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They highlight 1971 a lot.
Yeah.
So which is kind of, especially with the 50th merch. But
so you went January-ish, right?
We went January 14th to January 22nd.
Okay. Yeah. All right, great. And then so I
right before my birthday.
I mean, in pre-pandemic times and normal world times, that was a pretty slow time, because is that post Walt Disney World Marathon or pre, or
it was after? It's the week after.
So typically that's kind of,
and, it was Martin Luther King Day.
Right. There is that.
We went Friday night, which was bizarre. We surprised our kids. We told our kids 3:30 on Friday, hey, you're going to Disney World. We're on a plane at 8. So we did it to them in 2017. We did it again, which was awesome. They loved it. They flipped out. We got there. By the time we went to an Airbnb, which is awesome. By the time we got to Airbnb, and I'll talk about that too. It was like midnight or whatever. So that day was shot. But so we went Saturday, Sunday, Monday was Martin Luther King Day. So that was a little bit crowded. That's understandable. But
sure.
Lo and behold, I wanted to save the studios and Magic Kingdom towards the end when I thought it was going to be less crowded.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, Dave, it was Christmas week. It was that crowded.
Golly.
Come on, January 20th, 21st. You would think it would not be crowded at all. Nothing's going on. Oh, we went to Epcot the second day of the Arts Festival. So
I could say that was new. So yeah,
it was really cool. I did get to see a lot of YouTubers I know.
Oh, fun.
I saw Resort TV One. I met Josh and Mouse Talk, and I saw Jim from More Sunshine Please. Awesome guy. We hung out. I got to see a lot of cool different people, because it was the day after a Festival of the Arts opened, so there were a lot of people reviewing stuff.
Yeah,
so I did. My wife's like, you're seeing all these people. What's going on? I'm like, don't worry, it's just a special day. That's why we saw all these people. So
it's early. It's early in the event. Everybody wants to capture it first. Yeah, so, that is my favorite of all of the festivals. I love that one.
I think we did see that one before. That wasn't the first time I was at that one, but
I love it.
So.
Yeah, I always get some signed artwork when I go, and there's a couple. Not that if you're watching,
I love your collection.
Right there, there's one. You can see the corner of it.
I do love your collection. Every time I'm on Dave's show, I'm like looking at his artwork. It just looks so awesome.
I need to switch up the set and go that way, because we got some Tom Whalen. If you don't know Tom Whalen, look it up. And I think it's WHA. Like his art is ridiculously cool.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Okay, so 4 or 5 days at the park.
Insanely crowded.
Yes.
What are you gonna do? Is what it is. So. Yeah.
Man. Okay, but did it feel good to be back? Did it feel different because it was 50th? Or did it feel different because it was just been since 2017?
Well, the good thing was there was a lot of new stuff I didn't even see.
Okay.
Last time I was there, 2017 was the full time we were there. That's a little bit of a lie, because went to a wedding in 2019. I tell this story all the time. We literally went to Disney Hollywood Studios for 6 hours, and we went to the wedding. we went right to the wedding, which was awesome. So we had the day. So nothing was going on. So my friend Don and Richie, who actually I saw on this trip too, they were awesome. I went to visit them, and Samantha. We went with them to Galaxy's Edge. But the worst part was, and I think I've told you, Dave, like it was 16 or 17 days before Rise of the Resistance was open. So we went pre-Rise of the Resistance. Oh. It was so annoying. So I literally went up to the lady. I'm like, are they doing previews today or anything? So I've been to Galaxy's Edge. That's pretty much all we did. We went to Galaxy's Edge. I walked around. I'd never been to Toy Story Land either. So it was cool in 2019 to go see Galaxy's Edge, Toy Story Land. But Rise wasn't open, which was so bad. I've been avoiding Rise of the Resistance for like 2 years until we actually got to ride it. We had a pass first thing. It was shut down, so they gave us another paper pass, which was gold. So I got to ride Rise of the Resistance twice, which was awesome. I was so happy. And It was great to see Rise of the Resistance. Obviously, I think that's one of your favorite rides, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's breathtaking. The technology, not to spoil it for those but just how it takes you through the story. And it really is a story and you don't even realize it. Like when you get to the end of the queue, beginning of the ride, however you want to call it, like you're like, oh, we're in it now. Okay, dang. And then you go from one area to another area and you're like, oh, this is concerning. And then you go outside and you're like, what is happening? So yeah, I don't want to blow it for those of you, but it is something else. It's very well thought out.
Yeah. But I love, I've been to Tokyo Disneyland, Disney Sea, and my favorite all-time ride was the Winnie the Pooh Honey Pot ride because it was a trackless ride. I went on that in 2005 or whatever, so long ago. And, for me to go on 3 new trackless rides is insane. Because I never rode, Ratatouille just opened. I never rode Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. So to ride 3 trackless rides, I was blown away.
Yeah.
So that was, come on, that alone was worth the trip for me. You know what I mean? We got to ride Mickey and Minnie twice too, and we did Ratatouille. So I don't know if when you went on Ratatouille, did you wear your glasses? I didn't even wear my glasses. I was just so enamored by the technology and everything. I forgot to put my glasses.
Yeah, I did because we are so fortunate to have been able to experience it in Paris. But it was like we saw it in 2019. It had been there for years and years and years. This was like a shiny new fresh coat because we actually we were able to go. We actually moved our 50th trip up one day to catch the last day of annual pass preview. And so it was nice to, everything was brand spanking new. And of course we didn't have to wait in line for more than 10 minutes probably. And so I did because I just wanted to experience everything because it was like, it's never going to look this good again. It's never going to be this pretty, right? It's never going to not break down, like it is in the future. But yeah, it's so funny. I love that you talk about the trackless rides because, I would watch, whether it be your channel or just watch ride videos on YouTube. And I was like, Disney World is so far behind. When are we going to get all these? And now, bam, we got 3. And so, it is nice to see us catching up a little bit.
Yeah, and I got to see Tron. I got to see the little preview whenever they finished that. Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. I went a month and a week, maybe, when I saw it. No, it was exactly when I saw this. It was a month later, 1 month from the time I saw the Tron construction till, I just saw a video yesterday. It's so coming along great. Tron looks amazing.
I can't wait.
They were just starting, whenever you watch stuff on live streams or Tron construction or TTA rides and you see Tron, I never ever see anyone working on that ride. I'm like, when are they going to work on this ride? And when I went, I saw 20 people working on that ride out front and everything. I never saw anything. And then between a month ago and then this week, I saw another update that the roof's almost done and everything. Yeah. So I'm excited about that too. Hopefully, it'll be.
It'll be cool. It'll be a cool. Yeah. It'll actually feel a little bit like a real Tomorrowland and not Yester. Yeah. Right now, it feels like Yesterland. Yeah. But I love the old nostalgia of Tomorrowland personally. Yeah, I love how old school it is. Okay, so. You talked about a couple of good things. We would be amiss if we didn't talk about some challenges you faced. Obviously, we talked a little bit about the crowds, but what were some things that you weren't expected that maybe were a little bit disappointing from your trip?
Yeah, like I said right off the bat, I saw a lot of the stuff Dave bought. I was like, ooh, I can't wait to go in there. I didn't want to bother him. I don't want to bother people and everything. So, all right, so get that money ready, get gift cards, all that stuff, and I went to World of Disney. They literally had, the Mickey soap dispenser that does, you put on your hand, it is the hidden Mickey. Mm-hmm. They literally had about 500 of those on display. For some reason, they had you could tell there's other stuff supposed to be there, but they filled it in with the 50th part.
Right.
They filmed it with these soap dispensers.
Let me tell you a story about that. Let me tell you something. They actually released, are you ready for this? This will make people angry. They actually released, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the 50th, because merch was just out. They were $9.99. Brandon's wife got us a bottle, right? And so when we were there for the 50th, you turned it upside down and there was a little sticker over top of the big sticker. It was literally double the price. It was $20. She was like, "Oh my god!" Because I have mine on the bottom. I can show, like, if I had it here, I could show you. Look, this says $9.99.
Crazy.
When we were there for the 50th, $20.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was so disappointed. Like they had no, not one T-shirt, nothing. Like
Wow.
I'm shopping for stuff on eBay now because I got to get older stuff.
I've been there,
which is sad. Yeah, but they had no merchandise. I was so sad. And my nephew loves Goofy candy too. I don't know if you like Goofy candy. The sour balls. No one had these sour balls. We went. I found one pack at Rock and Roller Coaster of the rainbow sour balls.
Wow,
it's silly. Like even something stupid like that. Like nothing. It was just bizarre. So I might have got like 3 or 4 things. Now I wanted to get a lot of stuff. And I've been to the 25th. I've been to the 20th. I do a lot of different stuff with my retro videos and stuff and everything.
Right.
And it was sad because people are like, Rob, you did more for the 50th than Disney did. Like I showed a lot of original videos, opening days and everything. And I was proud of my channel and doing stuff and everything. But, of course, the castle looks amazing. My favorite part is Spaceship Earth. The lighting looks incredible. It looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tower Terror has something. It's not that impressive. And Animal Kingdom has, the beacons of light or whatever they're called. And that's cool and everything. And the shows are cool and everything. But I just wish they did more, though. And the gold statues were cool, of course. And
it was unique.
Stunning and everything.
Now, did you do, speaking of Tree of Life, did you do the ride in Pandora? Did you do Flight of Passage?
Yeah. Well, yes, I did Flight of Passage. It was awesome. So I'm a big guy. It's hard for me to get on that ride, but
true.
I got on, so I was happy I did it. It's kind of a running joke. My nephew kind of tells a joke that the lady was like a linebacker. She got me on that ride. God bless her. And I did. It was funny. And fast forward, my son he's like 6'5" or something. I don't know. He's giant. I'm like 6 foot, and he couldn't get on. He was too big for the ride.
Oh my gosh.
He'd been on it, so he wasn't really that upset, but I wasn't on it, and I got to go on it, so it was really cool. So that's another thing too. I never got to do Flight of Passage. I'm a little embarrassed, but I did get to do it. I did get to do it in January. Yeah, so it was great. Of course, it's a great ride.
Yeah,
I get to do that one.
I still think that might be my favorite of all time, and it's just because I have never been. I mean, other than screaming and laughing and having a blast like on a roller coaster, I have never been audible on an attraction at Disney. And the first time I rode that, I think I said wow 14 times in that 3.5 minutes. I was, because it was like nobody knew what it was. Nobody'd see. It's not like you had, because again, that was another thing I think we went through for the cast preview, or the Brandon got to do a cast preview. I mean, a pass holder preview, but I that was one of the only things that I said I'm not watching the video. And I'm glad I didn't, because I was blown away by that.
Yeah, I never watched it too. I eventually I did watch it. I was trying to hold out for a while too, but it was so cool to see it.
So yeah, merch was challenging to get or non-existent. What else, like crowds we talked about? What was there? Was there anything else that was kind of like unexpected, where like that kind of took a little bit of the magic away?
You get, unfortunately, there's just the nighttime. There's no nighttime parades, no parades. There's just there's no character experiences. My son really likes that, but but you know what you're getting into, and there was nothing that didn't surprise me that we didn't get. So, there was one, and we'll talk about Universal real quick. The ride back and forth from the train ride, but I didn't pay for the park hopper. So even if I paid the extra $250, which I would have been really upset, that train was down. So I think it was back up and running like 2 days later. So that might have been the only disappointment, with that. So, but
yeah,
it was good.
It's interesting times. They've definitely rebounded. Yeah. Like I no longer feel like, wow, man, Disney really kind of took a shot in the arm with the pandemic. They are doing just fine now. I have not, like, crowds in January and February were not, we've always paid attention to the calendar, right? You've got the marathon weekend, but then like the week, it's like there were these pockets that you could go, right? The holidays would end, and it was like the first week of January, gold, because everybody's there from the holidays, and there's nobody there. Wasn't the case this year. After the Walt Disney World marathon, Wasn't the case this year. And then we've been used to, now I think they were in the middle of or getting close to or just finished like Pee Wee football and the cheerleading competition, which if you don't know, Disney actually lost that. They actually stay on Universal property now and and do the because it used to all happen at ESPN Sports Complex.
Right.
Well, they lost that contract, but I keep telling anybody it doesn't matter. They're still going to go to Disney World while they're there. Yeah. So you got the Pee Wee football championships and then the cheer and dance competitions are in February. But other than that,
there was something there like that after we went.
Yeah.
The week after, like I got lucky because the week before was the marathon and then Martin Luther King, and then there was a lot of cheerleader stuff that next week. I don't know what it was, but there was cheerleader stuff.
But yeah, it's like you said, there's not really we've all said for years there's not really a dead time, but there were pockets. Now it's like, I don't know. Well, speaking of, we touched a little bit on some money. I kind of told you this off show. Before the show started, and I told Brandon and his wife, I've talked about it with my wife a little bit. I am up for renewal right now for my annual pass. I am not sure I'm going to renew. Now, I know that doesn't make me like, oh, you're not a real Disney fan. There's tons of people like, I doubt most people that do podcasts and Disney shows are pass holders. They're just passionate about Disney. Right. I just happen to be that nut that lives 800 miles away that has to have an annual pass to go anytime he wants to. But to me right now, and I think we've talked about it a little bit, or we've danced around it, the value, like, I don't know if Disney's announced it, but certainly they've got to be back at full capacity based on the crowds that are there, and everything's kind of running full steam ahead. But
at no point did I think there was a limited capacity.
Right. But what is still limited is not everything is open still. And so that's leaving me with the head scratchers, because we all know last week, right? And it's the annual thing every February that the ticket costs go up, and they went up. Like, I don't remember what they were before, but it was the Disney World. They increased their cost of their date-based tickets, because that's one thing people got to remember. It used to be just like one price. Now they do it like everybody else, and they do it based on dates. Right. I don't know what it was before, but now it's $109 to $159. Like, and that's just
wow. That's
Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So that's pretty steep, but I just don't, Rob, I don't know. It doesn't change my love for Disney at all. I just don't know if I'm all like you said, there's no nighttime entertainment. Festival of Fantasy Parade is coming back, and they also announced, did you see that they announced that there's going to be 2 showings of that a day?
What was that?
The Festival of Fantasy Parade.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they're going to have 2. They've never had 2. And I know why. They need a vacuum for people. There are so many people in the parks that the ride lines are insane, because I'm never going to call it what it is now, but paid Fast Pass is back, right? Or Fast Pass is back that's not paid. And so now your standby queues that's why we're seeing these insane wait times all over social media, is because everybody's, we all know how it works. They let 817 Fast Pass people go through, and 4 from the standby queue. That's what I've always said. It takes forever to get through the standby queue. Yeah. But I don't know, Rob. I'm a little concerned that and Disney will grow through this. People will grow through this. It also has got to be a lot of people have been pinned up and trapped in their houses for 2.5 years. Right. They just want to go do something, and if they were smart and saved their pandemic checks that they got from the president, that can help pay for a vacation at Disney World, because it certainly is expensive. Anyway,
it's not cheaper. Can I ask you a question though?
Please.
Will there be any? Well, I know sometimes you can buy a certain pass, and then if you let it lapse, then you can't get that option of a pass anymore. Is that effective for you? You know what I mean? Is there?
Yes.
It will be an effect
right now. Yeah, right now you cannot buy an annual pass. So if I don't renew, I'll be waiting for that window of opportunity to open in the future. So that is a risk that I'll have to assess before my 30 days are up.
Buy a pass now. That's what you're saying.
Yep. I think the only thing that's available to buy is Florida resident 4-day pack or something like it's not even an annual pass. I think Brandon was just telling me about it this weekend when we were hanging out, but I can't remember what it was, but it's only whatever they're selling that's more than just a walk up to the thing and buy a ticket, or go online and buy a ticket for your few days that you're going to go, I think is this in-state Florida resident only thing. But I don't know the details on that because I don't live there. I don't live in there.
So if you let it lapse at the beginning of March, you might, and then you want, say, hey, like April, you changed your mind. You can't even buy it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I would call and just say, hey, I let it lapse, and maybe I would get lucky. But, you know, I think that people, like, if you don't have one and you're trying to buy one now, like, just like, hey, we're going to get an annual pass. Negative. Can't do it right now.
Okay.
And I wonder.
I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking there was a special deal you had, and you would have to pay it a later price, but you can still even get it. But I didn't even realize.
So typically that is okay. So how it has worked is you buy an annual pass at, let's just call it, like, we'll just make it simple. It's like $50. Okay. You buy an annual pass for $50. When that year ends, you have 30 days after your last day to renew at 15% off. And then before, like, if you just let it lapse, then you're going back to paying the full $50. We all know it's not $50. I was just picking a random number. But right now, if you let it lapse, I would not be able to be like you said, oh, April, oh man, all right, I'll just do it and I'll just pay the full price. Can't, because they're not selling them. But yeah, that's the only benefit is I can keep it going as long as I renew, and I save 15%. Which is still not much. I think I think that puts me at like $1,180 plus tax, or $1,190 something. So it's still going to be over $1,200. Like, so I know things are going to get better, but like, to me, I'm like you said, right? We went there for the opening week of the 50th. I'm not going back again until all of the new stuff that's open, right? I want to see the Moana thing. I want to see the Guardians of the Galaxy. I want to see Tron. Like, I'm not going back. Like, I did it. Like, we've been there for the 50th until new stuff comes. I don't know if it's.
Wait a sec. Where's Dave? Where's the Dave I know?
I know. It's like fiscally responsible Dave. If that's a thing. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about from your trip?
No, it was just great. My son, you know, last time he was there, I have an 11-year-old son and a 16-year-old Disney fanatic. You know, he loves Disney. The younger one, isn't as big of a Disney fanatic, but he loved it though. He last time he went, you know, was 6 years prior, so he didn't even remember a lot of stuff. So it was really cool to see stuff he liked and everything. And I went back to Sci-Fi restaurant, the drive-through. My family wasn't too impressed, but I loved it as a kid. So we got to do that. And, you know, my kids are very picky eaters. I wanted to go to a Space 220, but just very exclusive. What was that?
I mean, I would love to go to that.
Yeah, but I just the meals and stuff, I don't think they were
probably weird.
There's nothing they really liked. Yeah, they just didn't like anything. And I was a little underwhelmed what I saw about the technology, but I was hoping it was going to be a little better. But other than that, it was, you know, I ate at Mexico. That was my favorite. I love eating there. And, you know, we did a couple things and everything that it was different, which was great. That was the key. We did a lot of cool different things, and I think I would say go during the 50th. It's definitely worth saying you were there during the 50th. But so
I don't know that it's really repeat worthy until they get some new attractions, but it's worth going and celebrate. I mean, the castle looks amazing. The park is decorated really cool with I gotta always do it with my iridescent decorations that they have.
I like that sound effect.
Yeah, it's an interesting time. I mean, it's an interesting time for everybody, but it's a hard pill to swallow. And in my opinion, I don't say a lot of negative stuff about Disney, but right now, like, they're charging a premium, and they just raised that premium and they're not operating at 100%. And that's what is the pill that I'm having a difficult time swallowing. So I was negative, people. How about that? I'm not a Disney worshiper. Okay. So I failed to do something at the top of the show, Rob, and I am going to fix it right now because it'll transition well into what we're going to do. And that is, we, had you on originally, when I originally found you, it's because of your YouTube channel. And you know what? I know you've added, how about I let this, because you can know it better. Why don't you explain your YouTube channel and what it is that you're mostly known for? Go for it.
Yeah, I always joke around like I'm the self-proclaimed retro theme park king. So I always kind of joke around about that. It's nice to have like I do a show where I'll show 6 hours, and I know Dave is always on there. He loves watching. I appreciate you're on there.
Oh, I love
it. We'll do. I'll just show videos. I'll be like a video DJ of like retro rides. And growing up, I forgot my first, and I swear, my dad I saw my dad Monday. He is still bitter about carrying around that camcorder. He's still bitter around. Because I used to have this huge camcorder. If you're watching the video, one of those huge, and there was no deck in there. You had to have a VHS deck, and the battery was, this big. The battery weighed like 2 pounds alone. So, and I say, Dad, I talk about it when I'm on shows and on my show all the time, and then I go like this. I'm like, this is the camera, and he just gets so mad at me. He gets so mad at me. He's like, we rented a stroller to put that camera in. I'm like, yeah. I know. So, and they had like a duffel bag where they put the camera. It was embarrassing, but
yeah, but look at all that cool content you have.
Yeah, it's cool. My mother. It's probably the last time my mother filmed stuff in 1983. We went to Epcot. I filmed some stuff in Epcot. I filmed a ride that literally, I only filmed it for 25 seconds. The Astute Computer Review. I filmed it for 25 seconds, and that video does not exist anywhere on YouTube. So, incomplete. I saw one person had it, and the footage he's missing, I actually have it. So I actually put my footage, audio footage, and this guy's footage. I put together one video. But get off track here. I do retro rides. I film stuff over the years. I converted stuff, and I like showing them live, and I just put it on there. And I have another new show I'm doing. More modern rides and everything, and I actually show a lot of stuff Dave filmed. Thank you so much, Dave. And
of course,
it's on your channel as well. And I just have a lot of fun. I have some people come on there. I get 1,000 views sometimes on some of these streams I do. It's just these 6-hour marathons of, Horizons, great movie ride, World of Motion. Like a lot of stuff that I always say don't mess with people's memories. And unfortunately Disney got rid of a lot of rides over the years, and I like showing that stuff. Old school Mgm Studios, old school Epcot. Like a lot of stuff in Epcot just don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Look, is my videos the best? No, they're not. They're not. But they're fun.
But they exist. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I have fun with it and everything. So this is Park Retro. I call this stuff, and I go live sometimes. We talk about Disney, a lot of Disney stuff. Fridays 4:00. Dave's been on that show too. Like I said, they were on. We were live when the 50th was on, and the guys came on. It was so awesome. So, but thanks for that. I just have fun with my theme park. And I love it. I literally have tapes on I'm like literally going through stuff, finding some stuff too. That's the best when you find gems like that. I have 4 versions of Horizons. Like I was doing a stream the other day, and the guy comes on. He's like, "I love your Horizons videos," and I'm like, I realized I didn't even release one of them.
Wow.
I was a wise guy kid. I was listening to things. I'm like making comments left and right, but who cares? It's fun seeing a little me and everything on there. So,
and you really,
but I was 13 years old, had the camcorder. This is how innovative I was, Dave. I brought who brings a tripod to Disney World?
Right.
It was probably another like 30 pounds tripod. I set the tripod up. We stayed at the Polynesian. I said, guys, leave the room, go outside on the balcony. I want to record the TV, the resort TV thing on there. So I recorded that as a kid too, which was awesome. So I just love Discovery Island, River Country's on there and everything. I think Discovery Island was like $3 or something silly, or $6 to go there, whatever. So just a lot of fun. I love showing them the retro stuff.
So if you like, he'll like his YouTube channel is just simply youtube.com/Rob Fuzz. It'll be in the show notes. I will put it on the screen.
Thanks.
Right now. There, I do that in post, but nobody has to know. And sometimes he'll just show a ride, right? And just like, hey, here's the thing. And he'll premiere it. And he's almost always in the chat when he does that. But he does what I like to call the TRL, Total Request Live, for, like he said, there are 5-6 hour marathons of you, like, hey, you want to see a ride from your childhood? You request it. If Rob has it, he'll play it. Yeah. Like, that's what it's so. And you know which one I always pick? It's the one with Robin Williams. Which is it? What is it?
Tomorrowland. I'll think of it. Alien Counter, and I forget the other one.
Yeah, I can't remember it either. That's why I put it on you. It's wherever. It's in the same theater that now is Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. I know I can tell you right where it is, but I can't remember. The time travel. What is it called? Something.
Timekeeper.
Timekeeper. Oh, brains when we did gosh, I love that.
Timekeeper.
It's my favorite thing.
It's a Circle Vision movie, which is awesome. Like if you go to Canada, you'll see that's the only Circle Vision they have left, I believe. And it was a Circle Vision movie and everything. It came out pretty cool. Robin Williams was the animatronic.
So he nailed it.
And Rhea Perlman was the five eye, whatever, 6 eye, whatever. That she's the character. So the two of them were just really good.
Yeah. So why I said that transitioned so well is we're going to play. I don't know if it's a game, but like since Rob is here, one of the things that I talked about, like everybody, like what is Disney famous for, at least in the past decade? Like ripping out your childhood memories and adding a bunch of new rides. So what I wanted to do is just kind of go through like, all right, we'll pick, let's pick one from every park except Epcot. We can pick 12. No, I'm just kidding. Because I have more than one that I would bring back at Epcot. But let's just go through the 4 parks and talk about rides or attractions that are no longer there that, like, if we could, we would bring back and they would exist today. So we'll start, we'll go with maybe, well, I don't feel like Magic Kingdom is low-hanging fruit. I feel like Epcot is. So let's start at Magic Kingdom. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go first on Magic Kingdom.
Timekeeper, go ahead. I got it cheated.
Like Timekeeper's great. You know, like the Alien ride was incredible. Yeah. I love that. It was so funny. Like I could name the other ones easy, but I'm trying to think of Magic Kingdom. Believe it or not, Magic Kingdom still has a lot of the original stuff. Yeah. Oh, I got one. What is the? They had a cool, one of my most viewed videos. They had a really cool Lion King puppet show. I think it's the 3D movie. That was really cool too. I really like that. Oh, come on. The top 2 things for me would be the Skyway, the buckets where you go from Tomorrowland to Fantasyland. That was incredible. And 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. How do I forget that?
Nice,
that's incredible. So that would be my number 1 pick, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah, so my 2 there would definitely be Timekeeper and the original Snow White ride. I don't think it was Scary Adventures, whatever it was. Like I just loved those old school. I mean, you've got obviously, you know, for a lot of people, it might be Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but like, I get it. Like, go to Disneyland, they still have it.
And Mr. Toad was okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, to me is Timekeeper for sure, and then like the Snow White. Why the Snow White? It just feels like classic Disney. They still have it. They've updated it since. During the pandemic they updated the one at Disneyland and changed it was scary. Now it's I forget what it's called now. It's something else. Okay, great. All right, that was good. Yeah, I was hoping you would pick the Skyway. That's perfect.
I show that a lot of my channel.
Like it's just so cool to see, and like for some people, let's talk about a little bit of history. So. Like people think like all of that is gone because basically where it landed, one end where it landed is basically where the most famous bathrooms in Walt Disney World history, the Tangled bathrooms. That's basically where that was one area where it landed. And then the other one was Tomorrowland. And actually it's the base. Like that was, if you go back and look at pictures of where that takes off, the bottom level is still there. It's the bathrooms in the backside of Tomorrowland closest to Spaceship Earth.
Right? Yeah. Is it a coffee shop?
Yeah. And coffee shop is right outside of it as well. So yeah, that there is still some pieces of it left, but it's just like that single floor.
The station was in Magic Kingdom forever, and they recently just put the bathrooms there. You know, so it just sat up there. Like it was like, what is that? Like you would walk from Small World to the Haunted Mansion. It was right between.
So it was. So there's a little bit of Disney World history trivia. Okay, let's move on to. I feel like this is a little bit lower hanging fruit, but we'll just go for it. I would bring back. I'll do my first one. I would bring back the name, and so let's look at Disney's MGM Studios.
Ding, 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 ding.
That place always holds a close place in my heart because we went. That was one of the ones like we went the year that opened, so that was so cool.
Me too.
But I'll let you go. What's a couple
things
you
I graduated high school, so that was like one of my gifts to go. Like
I was in ninth grade. We had just finished football season, and we got in the car and left after our last game.
Well, my number one, number two requests from that park is, there's three. Top three requests is, and I'm just gonna probably step on your things too. The Great Movie Ride, first and foremost. The Backlot Tour with Catastrophe Canyon, this is number two, and then the light show, the Christmas lights. So that is number three. People miss that and everything. But the good thing is you can kind of go see the Give Kids the World. You kind of see the
yeah.
Kind of, it's not the same, but.
No, it's good. There's for that little park, there's a lot of things that have been changed there. And you only picked one of mine. So we did good. So in no particular order, I always loved, my biggest memory from the first time we went to MGM Studios was at the animation studio part. Where you could go back and see them working. Yeah. And it was I was just talking to someone who actually worked there today, someone maybe a possible new client of mine. Like we're actually talking about old studios there, so bring me back. So yeah, I remember you sitting in the little show, and it was a guy.
Mulan was the big movie.
Yes, and so like Eddie Murphy was voicing over Mushu, and one of the movies that was still fairly new. They had some of the artwork set up there in the kind of walkthrough area of The Little Mermaid. Like, so that was kind of around the time that opened. So yeah, the animation studio little walkthrough, like that was mine. I was like, oh my gosh. And like that was when they still had art. Like they were sitting in there drawing, and like, I was like, he's making Disney magic right now. I always loved that.
Yeah. It was cool.
So that's one.
No
and
cameras,
of course,
they would block certain windows. Like they wouldn't let you see anything. Whatever. And real quick though, I literally, it's just sad because I went to Star Wars Launch Bay last month, and it's like a graveyard because they don't have the characters there.
Nope.
Half of it's closed, and like there was like 5 people in there. I took my son John in there, and I'm like, because I was at Star Wars Launch Bay opening day, December 1st, 2015. That was one of the times I went. It was so cool to see it opening day.
Yes.
And it just it makes it even sadder because it's just nothing there now.
Right. Yeah. So early on in the pandemic, that was like a area you could go and take off your mask. Like that's what they were. So yeah, it has really fallen down the radar quite a bit. The other one. Worse. So what did I say? So the animation courtyard area, of course, the Osborne Christmas lights.
No, I couldn't think of Osborne. Yeah.
What is a third? The Stunt Spectacular when it debuted was like amazing. Like it definitely got long in the tooth.
I never saw that.
Wow. I mean, it was definitely awesome to see, but like, I don't know. It's one of those other things that like they never updated it, and so it kind of was like, the last time I went and saw it, I was like, wow, those cars look like they're from the early 90s. It just, it's one of those things that Disney never like improves, they just replace. So yeah, those are mine. All good ones, I think. Yeah. And we only shared one. Okay. Next. Animal Kingdom.
But just like wait, hold on a sec, Dave.
Okay.
Back to MGM, like that whole feel, the whole look, the whole everything, and just MGM Studios, incredible. The backlot, the tour, like that city street and everything. It's just sad it's not there anymore. Galaxy's Edge is awesome, but it's just at what expense to to get rid of all that the movie magic stuff was really cool. Like even in the early days when they were trying to film stuff there, so cool to see like the planes, and now that's Toy Story Mania where they had a lot of studios and they were filming stuff in there.
It was very unique.
Yeah, sorry.
Very unique park. That was which I get why they had to change the name. It didn't really make sense. Now it's like
they lost their contract with MGM too.
Hollywood Studios makes sense because it's everything that's in there is movies. So like at least IP for movies at least. Okay, Animal Kingdom. I mean, kind of a newer park. It's only 20 years old, 22 years old.
Yeah. The original Kilimanjaro Safari was really cool. They had like elephant stuff, and there was like poaching, and it had a little bit of an edge. I like that.
I liked the storyline for sure.
Actually, another request I have, a cool video I shot, which is very rare. They actually had a boat ride around. You can get on. What? Oh, that's
I was going to pick that one.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Pal. But yeah, that was cool. It was very lame. it was lame. I'm not gonna candy coat it, but it was
Not
really cool
surprised.
that they, and you could even do a full circle. You had to get off and get on again. It was like half a circle, but it was just really, it was fun.
Yeah.
If you watch my videos too, it's a little cheesy, but I liked it. But
Yep.
Sorry, take your pick.
It's fine. One of mine was Camp Minnie Mickey. I thought that was cool because you could just, it was a cool place to meet. I'm one of those ones that's a little bit less traditional. Like when I go to Magic Kingdom, I want my traditional Mickey and Minnie Goofy. But I like when you go to other parks or other areas or hotels that they're dressed. I like them in their different outfits because it feels like you never get to see them like this. And so the Camp Minnie Mickey, to see them kind of like in their camping clothes was always super fun.
Kind of cool.
So I kind of dug that area, and I'm gonna be very. This is really, really new compared to not going back very far, and I'm very much in the minority. I loved Rivers of Light. I loved it.
It was a good show.
No, it seems like everybody I talked to, they're like, "What? Are you kidding?" Like, no, I did. Fun. It was gorgeous. I mean, it stinks that some of the troubles that they had getting off the ground, and I think I get for some people it was underwhelming, but like for what it was in that small little space and like the work, it was gorgeous to look at, and it was basically like, it was, to me, I was like, it's our mini world of color. Cause like, Disneyland had that big thing there in California Adventure, and like, they would splash the water. Of course, now Harmonious has that where they're using a water screen, but like that was the first time that I really got to see it. And I was like, on this side of the coast. And I was like, I thought it was beautiful. It was pretty. I like it was a celebration of animals. And because, that's a park you're never going to get a fireworks show in because it's got, hundreds of live animals. So yeah, like even though it's a little bit newer, I loved that. So those are my couple. Is there anything, I'm trying to think of anything else that's kind of gone from there.
Unfortunately, the Nemo show is gone. They just got rid of that. That's very recent, but it's hard, because it is a newer park. So.
Yeah. I loved Rafiki's Island when it was newer, but again, I think that's something else that has just been kind of let go and is not very, it's, you kind of have to put some effort to get there. So I understand that it's kind of off the beaten path, but cause I think, I'll just be honest. Probably one of the reasons why I like it. Jiminy Cricket is one of my favorite Disney characters, and he had a meet and greet there. And so it's like, that was like the only place that you could see Jiminy Cricket. So I was like, I love it. It's my favorite place in Animal Kingdom. So yeah, but that was a little bit harder because it's a little bit newer, but we found a couple. Okay. Now is the time where we can choose 30 different things, because we saved the best for last.
Separate show, by the
and
way,
that's and that is Epcot. So I'll let you go first because you're a guest. So what are definitely some things that you missed?
I brought them up. Obviously Horizon's one of my all-time favorite rides. It was just the fact that you just walk on that ride, you never wait. Just that you could go on that ride 15 times in a row. You see something different every time. It's just like 3 IMAX screens, the zillion animatronics. It was just a lot of fun. And World of Motion too was incredible. I love Test Track, but that ride was incredible. I'm a huge animatronic figure guy, and they just had tons of animatronics there. Yes. So those two, obviously, and just the whole general look and feel, the original Journey in Imagination, the original Land, Listen to the Land, the original, just even Epcot in general, like the fountain in the middle, like you never even appreciated that until it was gone, you know? So just a shame. It was really cool. So I can even the original Mexico boat ride and everything. Maelstrom is another huge request on my channel too. I play that a lot too. Dave requests that a lot.
Yep.
So I just rattled off all of them, I think. So I don't know what you can think of.
So I have some different ones. So Maelstrom is on my list. Obviously, all the ones you said, like Horizons. Oh gosh, what is it like?
World of Motion.
So I have some weird things. So original I love the original Figment.
Yeah, it was so awesome.
Like that was when it dropped. Yeah, it was just so the OG Figment ride. Another one, I liked Soaring Over California.
Yeah, me too. I was actually just talking about someone about that too. Yeah.
So that one I like, which I know it's cool, but like, and there's I'll get super negative about this. There's no this is my. my shtick that I'll harp on. I'm going to go full screen on me. Okay. So here's the thing. Why I don't like the new one. Does it look better? Yes. Is it the fact that it's digital and new cameras and they were updated? Yes. Soundtrack is still there. Thank God. Because if they'd have taken that, I would have burnt the building down to the ground because I love that soundtrack. But here's my problem. Like, so much of that is fake, right? So when we're talking about when we're flying over the water and then like the bears are on the ice thing and the whale jumps, like all of that is not real. They made that. And then when we go to the Taj Mahal, not real. When we're like, and so that's my problem. Where that stuff, the over California, like that was like they were real people. That was all happening when they filmed it. And so there was just that authenticity piece to it. And so that's why I'm not a big fan.
I'll never look at that the same way again now. Thanks.
Yeah. Yes, I've ruined your lives. And here's another weird, this is going to be really funny. So you're going to laugh at me, but the land pavilion, you know, those 4, I guess they're hot air balloons that are hanging in the area because they all represent the different seasons. They used to slowly move up and down. And now they don't do that anymore. And like, that's something else that I feel. So mine are all kind of weird. Of course I have the big rides that I would want to bring back, but it's like there's little touches that used to be there. Like, you know, the authenticity of Soarin', the original like design of Figment. And then of course how the land balloons, I know those are all weird, but I'm weird. So I'm comfortable in it.
I loved Universe of Energy, Pete. That was the biggest 45-minute snooze.
Exactly.
I loved it, but that's a great ride for me. Even the Body Wars, the health pavilion, all that stuff.
Yep.
It's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It definitely, that park changed the most, like, literally.
And then I would say my last one was Innoventions. Like, I love that you could go and see all of this like future technology. I remember the first time we went with Brandon and Krista, I think in 2010, they had an exhibit where you could get on a Segway and ride a Segway around. Like, what other theme park would do that, right?
I did the Segway, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and then, they had a piece of, it was really big at, what was the thing they used to have in, Disney Springs that was, you paid extra. I can't remember.
Disney Quest.
Yes. They had a piece of kind of like that where you could design like a little quick roller coaster and then you would sit in it and it would, like, they had that piece in there too. I know they did that at Disney Quest, but yeah, just all about everything about Innoventions like really worked well with the original build of Epcot, right? Because it was always
definitely.
I don't know, man. Those are my things that I would bring back.
Great pick.
But they're great fun memories, right? We can sit here and talk about them. And hopefully people listening or watching are like, oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I remember that. It's good times. Good times.
Yeah, definitely. I like that segment. Thanks.
It was awesome. Okay. Rob, I told you 45 minutes and it's been a little over 50 or close to 50. So
awesome. A lot of fun though.
Dude, man. Okay. Please plug away what you do. I know we talked about it a little bit, but plug away all the Rob Fuzz things.
Yeah. My channel, Rob Fuzz, youtube.com/ROBFUZ Rob Fuzz. I do retro videos. I'm like a retro theme park ride DJ. I do some shows where I go 6 hours. I just show your requests. And thanks for reminding me too. I forgot. I do take requests too, which is fun. And I post a lot. I have a membership too. If you want to be a member, it's a free channel, of course. You could be a member and you could see. I show the videos. They get a sneak peek at least a week, exclusive to my members. Thank you so much to my awesome members. And I go live Fridays 4:00. We have a show called Pub Talk. We're doing the Academy Awards coming up. I actually just saw 9 of the 10 Best Picture movies. I think I'm going to see the last one tonight.
Nice.
And I've been watching all those movies and everything. So we do. We're big on the Academy Awards is coming up in March this year. We just have a lot of fun. Talk Disney, theme park retro rides and everything. Rob Fuzz. That's it.
Yes, dude, I love it.
I'm not a good promoter. So
no, that's good.
Dave did better than me, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Perfect. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us again. Look for as soon as we're done with this show, I'm going to start begging Rob of what can we do. I want to collab with him more. I want to do like he's just he's a good soul. I'm just going to put it that way.
You too, man. Thank you so much.
Rob, I love it. Thanks for hanging out with us. And Brandon will be back next week and we'll talk about our 24 Ways to Lose Money at Disney World. That's not really the title, but we are going to talk about, it was supposed to be part 2 of, we did 7 ways to save at Walt Disney World. Well, now we're going to talk about why we did that show is because everything has gone up, including like what we just talked about, ticket prices for the individual gates. So yeah, man, we'll see you guys next week. Rob, thanks again. As always, so good to see you. And as we say, bicycle.